Hello, and welcome to Freedom with Marketing. I'm Sam, the founder of Freedom with Marketing, and in this video, I want to share with you a concept which we are using in our business right now. Instead of using a sales call, we are giving our potential clients a free coaching session, and I want to explain to you the purpose behind the free coaching session, why we're doing it, why we're being super transparent that Phoebe, who will be taking the calls at the time of recording, is not trained in sales. You will not be under any pressure because she does not know what to do. Why we're doing this and why I believe that this will help our business and will seriously help our clients. So the purpose of this video here is for me just to explain what we are doing. You can then use this idea in your own business too, instead of having a discovery call or book your trade, whatever it is that you want to call it, which is very typical, and hopefully you can apply the idea and get results yourself. And also, if you are someone that wants to work with Freedom Marketing, it's for complete transparency because this is a process that you will go through as well. So first of all, let me just explain the funnel that this coaching call is part of, and how we are doing it, and then you can potentially replicate the strategy yourself. So what we have done, we have set up a new offer that we are currently testing. The offer is let us get your next 2 to 5 clients in the next 30 days while halving your time in the business. The reason for this is because with online performance coaches, 2 of the biggest struggles that they have, actually there's 3 big struggles, 2 very related. So I'll explain the 3 biggest ones. The 3 biggest struggles that the online performance coaches would have is, number 1, they don't have enough clients, they can't get clients consistently, and they struggle with cash flow. All problems in your business come as a result of cash flow. If you have to make decisions based on financials and just to cover expenses next month, the proverbial you're paying for expenses on the credit card this month and you need to make more in sales to cover the credit card expenses by the end of the month, and that's how the business operates. It's almost guaranteed to be stressful. If you have more cash flow and more specifically, you can increase the income your business makes while making your expenses stay relatively stable. Your profit margins increase, which allow you to reinvest back into the business. And when you have a cash-rich business, rich would mean that you have cash reserves to cover a certain number of months, or you're expensive if things go alright, if things go bad, if the proverbial shit hits the fan, you're covered for a period of time. Then that does take a lot of the pressure off things. The second problem is that online performance coaches started their business because they are passionate about coaching, they're passionate about helping others, and then one day they found that their business requires far more time than they thought, and flash forward to today, and they now find that they're working more hours in their business than they did in their former job, while getting paid significantly less per unit of time, with far more responsibilities, and never being able to shut off. So they've become a slave to their business because it consumes all the time. And the third reason, which is something that I've actually found to be quite common, and I won't go into the details, but someone who I know very closely and personally experiences this, maybe he'll admit it, maybe he won't, and that is that you have a business that has a lot of potential, your coaching business has a lot of potential, but you're just too busy with your life in order to justify the time into your business. And I can kind of relate to that myself because I train for my ultra runs, which is my passion. I have a 2.5-year-old son, and I have to do all my business, all my training and everything before my son gets up at 8 o'clock in the morning. So usually I'm up at 3 in the morning to get everything done, and then when the day goes on, I'm focused on my son over replying to messages, and I understand how that works. So those are the 3 pains of self-improvement coaches. And so one of the biggest pains here is time. This is why we want to give you 2 to 5 new clients in the next 30 days while halving your time in your business. This offer here, the goal is to help you generate more revenue in your business while reducing the time. And how we will do that is we offer a guarantee where the cost of this initial service is $997. That is the price we are testing at this moment. It will not stay at this price. Maybe it'll be higher, maybe it'll be lower, but the actual price of this is irrelevant, because we will give you at least $2,000 back in sales. If we don't give you at least $2,000 back in sales, you do not give us the fee. We do not get the fee. Obviously, if you want to pay us, we will not refuse it, but it is there so we have skin in the game. We are there to deliver a result. We are there. It is our responsibility to make sure that the system that we are trying to apply with you, our strategy, the method that we've used with clients in the past to get them similar results, will work for you. And if we don't generate sales, if we don't get you new clients, which is entirely possible because I can't predict the future. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what's going to happen. Everything you do is just kind of a guess until you get data and you can optimize and try again. Then if we don't make you the 2,000 in sales, you don't transfer us the fee. If we do make you more than 2,000 in sales, you can transfer us the $1,000 fee. And then what my goal then would be is to discuss with you how we can partner on a longer term basis so we can get you more clients into your online coaching programs over the long term. So that's the background to the offer. That's the offer, and that's what we're doing. The fun of what we're doing is we're sending messages out at the moment to people within our LinkedIn message, within our LinkedIn network, that basically say, hey, we have this offer, here's what it's going to do, here's a price point, would you be interested? Some people have replied back. When people reply back, the next step is to try to get people to have a conversation so we can learn more about their business, so they can learn more about the offer, and so we can kind of determine whether we are a good fit to proceed with this, especially since my company takes on all the risk here. I still have to pay my team to deliver the service to you. I still need to pay my team their hourly rates in order to create the assets and to do everything. And so, there's a lot of risk here, and if we don't deliver, I have to pay for it, you don't. We have to make this sort of the process here as sort of robust and as streamlined as possible, while staying true to our goal of reducing the amount of time that you have. So what we do is we have Phoebe, who is our in-house coach. She helps with a lot of things, but also she's a lovely lady from the Philippines. She's helped me for well over a year now, and she really is a lifesaver when it comes to many things that I've done in my business. And if I'm being honest, I don't think I'd be in the position I am now without Phoebe. And she would like to have a conversation with people who are interested in the offer. Now, I'm making it extremely clear that Phoebe is not trained in sales. Phoebe has no idea how sales works. And this currently, my gut feeling tells me this is a big advantage, because what I want Phoebe to do is have a conversation with people who are interested in this offer to learn more about your business, your background, your offer, your target audience, your goals, your short, medium and long-term goals. And that would basically be it. I told Phoebe that when you have these coaching calls with potential clients, that your job here is just to ask them the questions, get them to open up and answer, and you need to do what a good coach should do, and you need to ask questions and then shut up and let them talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Now, as someone who works with coaches a lot, I understand how valuable it can be and how much clarity you will get simply by just starting to talk about your ideas, your market, your target audience, your offer, how everything fits together. Just by opening up and talking to a person who's listening gives you an enormous amount of clarity in your own mind. This is something that I literally paid a fair bit of money for in order to have someone do to me, and I found it very valuable in terms of the clarity that I got, which is why I want to offer this as a free kind of service, a free kind of call before people even commit to wanting to work with me or not. And the reason for this is, number one, I'm not prepared to sacrifice time at home with my son in order to take sales calls with potential prospects who may or may not be interested, especially given the time zone that I live in, and my working hours will be before my son wakes up in the morning. So I'm not going to take away time from my son to speak to potential prospects. It's just not going to happen. My family is more important than money from the business. The second reason is that as someone who has worked with coaches multiple times in the past, someone who has bought tens of thousands of dollars of training programs over the last decade or so, I know how frustrating it is when you first join a program and you are faced with, first step is your market research stage. Here's a bunch of documents you need to fill in. And you think, oh. And literally I had to do that myself with a new business coach I work with. Okay, hands up, it was extremely valuable after I went through it, but having to go through it for week after week after week and then getting feedback and then go back on here, it was just so boring to do. Instead of you spending hours and hours answering market research questions, which you probably get every time you work with a coach, which you probably get every time you work with a new service provider, which you probably get every time you buy a new course, which is designed to help you get your business. We want to try to extract as much of this information from you as possible from the call that you have with Phoebe. And this would be done in a way where Phoebe can get you just to open up and you can just speak to her and you can answer the questions that we'll give you, and then you free flow conversation. Phoebe can talk and interact with you, and then afterwards Phoebe can collect that information, present it to me, and then I can make a decision on whether we think the offer would be the right fit for each of the people that come to us. And if we think it's a right fit, well, the solution then would be that I would personally contact them, record a video, or invite them for a conversation with me to see if we can actually help and implement the service. But the whole point of having this coaching call is, one, it's my perspective as a business owner, so I'm not bombarded with calls at all hours of the day with potential prospects, because family is more important than business to me. Number two is that we can actually use this and leverage this situation as a massive advantage, because we can give our clients a coaching session which will give them a huge amount of clarity in what they do in their business, what their goals are, and all of this other good stuff, and then going to walk away getting so much value just by having this conversation. And we can take that information, and it means that we don't need you to fill in 3 million documents for market research, which you're going to find tedious and probably not do. So literally a 1 hour call with Phoebe should be able to get us all the information we need and give you a huge amount of clarity on your business. And then if we think we're a good fit, then we can talk about whether we can implement the service where we have to make double our fee before you even pay us what it is. That's basically the strategy that we're using. That's the offer that we're using. If you're an online coaching client, you can extract elements from the offer and test it yourself. Like I said, this is a founder's version, so I'm not sure how it's going to work in the market. However, after a decade of experience, I'm confident that the idea here works. It might just be presented in a different way or positioned in a different way in the future. And this funnel that I'm using, this sales process, is a very common kind of sales process where you're basically reaching out to people, presenting an offer, getting them to have a conversation with you, and then getting them to become a client. Except for booking a sales call, booking a discovery call, we are offering a free coaching session with someone on our team that actually can give coaching, where the purpose is to help our clients get as much clarity as possible through a 1 hour conversation, while we can get all the information we need without you having to do market research documents. That's the strategy we're using. If the offer resonates with you, you'll find a link to the description below on how you can go through this process yourself and how you can book your conversation with Phoebe. And also, if you want to apply this strategy to your business as well, feel free to reach out and we will be more than happy to help you apply what we've taught in this video to your business. That's all I've got for you. You'll find other links to videos in the description below where I talk about other topics which you will probably find helpful and relevant if you enjoyed this. See you in the next video. Make it a great day.